It was a down day in the market today, but not for me. I was just about even. And I hope you guys aren't selling. I know it's been a couple back-to-back down days, but just keep at it. Love all the comments and likes you guys have been giving me, and seeing my subscriber count go up really means a lot to me. And for the next video, if you guys could put it what you would like to see in the comments. I'm thinking about either doing a video about a stock that I have been thinking about buying that's been up almost 200% in the last 5 years, or a video where I talk about the dividends that I received in the month of February. So still doing pretty good here in our portfolio. In the past month have been up over almost $700, so we'll definitely take that. So let's get into the portfolio and see what stocks you guys already know I own. So I already own AbbVie, Starbucks, JP Morgan, FedEx, Otter Tails, Boeing, which has just been amazing. This past month is up over $77 for me, 20% overall. Definitely glad I own that stock. Pepsi, 3M, United Health, which has been on a dip here, so it might be a buying opportunity. I'll have to investigate more on why it's been sinking. Southern, Verizon, and Microsoft. And then the first stock we're going to talk about today is MPW, which is Medical Properties Trust, which is a REIT, and they lease out locations for healthcare facilities to operate. So this includes surgical facilities, rehab centers, long-term care. So it's kind of like real estate investing, but for the healthcare sector. And I really like that because it kind of locks in these customers into a several-year contract, meaning they can't just get up and leave tomorrow. They're kind of in it for the long run. And as you can see, ever since basically the recession almost 10 years ago, or over 10 years ago now, it's slowly been appreciating in value, but it also pays out a very killer dividend. Robinhood's not updated, but it's a little under 7% as of today. And it's definitely nice to have. In addition to its slow appreciation, it has almost double the amount of assets than liabilities. It's raised its dividend for each of the past 5 years. Can't say I see too many red flags with this company. If you know of any, please let me know. The only thing I can think about right now is that it's kind of at its all-time high here at $18. So, I do plan on adding more to this position eventually, but maybe I want to get it at a better price. Very small position, of course, though, at just 2 shares at $18. Next stock we're going to talk about is another REIT, which is Iron Mountain. Now, I'm sure most of you, this is a pretty common stock in the dividend investor community, and I know most of you probably have heard of this one before. It's a storage company. They have over 1,400 facilities around the world for more than 225,000 organizations. They guard billions of dollars of assets for companies. Now, this is not a stock I plan on adding to. It's kind of one that I might actually sell very soon just because I have already so many stocks. Just want to kind of condense it a little bit and add to other positions rather than continue buying this one. Iron Mountain, it has almost a junk credit rating. There's been a lot of talk about this company not having enough money to continue increasing its dividend, and it may have to cut its dividend in the future. According to Dividend.com, it's actually paying out 115% of its earnings to investors. So that means they're taking out a loan to pay its shareholders, and that's not a great sign. And that's not a stock that I would personally want to continue investing in. And I'll probably look to sell this one pretty soon. Another stock that we're going to talk about today is a very large blue chip company, and that is Exxon Mobil. Sure you guys see Exxon Mobil gas stations, and you know that they're in the crude oil and natural gas industry. They basically provide oil for every continent all around the world, and this is actually one of the former companies that used to be Standard Oil, which is one of the largest companies way back in the day. It was owned, of course, by John D. Rockefeller, who was one of the richest people on the planet when he was alive. Of course, that's in wealth. And we use oil in so many aspects of our life, from transportation to producing goods. I can't really imagine our lives without oil. And of course, that might change as technology continues to advance. But for now, Exxon Mobil is probably one of the biggest players in the market. It's definitely a stock that I would want to be part of. They actually had $20 billion in profit last year. But one of the things about oil companies, of course, is that you notice that their price will fluctuate quite frequently. That's just because they're very volatile to the price of gas changing quite frequently. So they'll go like really up and really down. So if you buy on a dip, you can definitely lock in a nice dividend yield. And Exxon Mobil has raised its dividend for each of the past 36 years, which makes it a dividend aristocrat. Pays out about 70% of its earnings back to shareholders. And like I mentioned, it's made almost $20 billion for each of the last 2 years. It's a gigantic company, $334 billion in market cap. And I've actually been looking to add more oil companies for diversification. And then I think I'm just going to continue adding to Exxon Mobil. Of course, if you guys know of another stock that I should consider, please leave it in the comments. And that does it for today's the stocks that I'll be going over. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps a small channel like mine. And thanks, guys, for the support.